How are you? Thank you
I'm
so
very
much for
well.
coming on our page. It's so nice to have you here with us. Really
Thank
nice.
you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Tell me.
So, without any further, we're not going to waste more time. I want to dive right in and talk to you. I want to talk to you about, yes, see, this is much
Yeah.
better. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to talk to you about EQ. It is something that we don't address in India. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
even in school, it's something that's not taught. We always focus on IQ, but for
Yes.
emotion quotient and we don't really train the children on how to deal with emotional issues, which is a very important topic. And I think that's something that prepares them for life. So,
Yes.
what is EQ? If you can explain that for us, and
Um,
what is the difference between EQ and IQ?
Emotional quotient, according to what I know, I don't want to talk about the what the Google and the net has given about the emotional quotient.
Sure, of course.
Um, um, See, I come from a spiritual background. My mindset is a spiritual mindset. So one has always seen um, one taking care of themselves, the health, and all those things we take care of. But nobody takes care of their emotions. They are not really uh, given attention to. So
Yes.
most, especially Indian women, I would say, they tend to suppress their emotions a lot. So the
Yes.
emotional quotient is very, very important to be understood. With our own emotions, if we don't understand our own emotions, we can't understand the other person's emotions. So to have
That
that
is true.
emotional quotient, according to me, is understanding and come to terms with your own emotions.
Okay.
That is what, according to me, is emotional quotient. So because our
Okay.
emotions, we don't take care, we suppress them, and we sort of uh, keep them under, put them under the carpet, and all kinds of things we do with our emotions. We don't deal with them. Even when we are sad, when we are depressed, or whatever way, we don't deal with it at that point in time. And it is very important to deal with your emotional quotient. Maybe at that point in time you may not be in a situation or position or the place to deal with it, but you have to understand what it is and deal with it at least sometime later.
Sure.
This is what I have understood even in my entire spiritual journey, that you have to get out of your uh, emotions,
Okay.
get come to terms with your emotions.
And how can someone work upon their emotions and coming to terms? This is something that doesn't
Uh,
come so naturally. It's something that you have to actively work at.
Yeah, very honestly, this is not something which really you can do. You know it, but you don't know how to deal with it. The one simple way I can tell you how to deal with it is you relive every emotion. Now, that is very difficult to do every time. When you're sad or something like that, there's so many emotions which are piled up for such a long time. So it's very difficult to go through one emotion and to relive that entire story and let whatever is happening inside you come out.
Sure.
Sometimes you can't straight say directly to the person that I have a problem, or I can't deal with it or something like that. So you can't go and tell. Suppose if I dislike you, I can't tell it to your face that I dislike you. But there is that emotion which I'm carrying. So every time I meet
Yeah.
you, I'm going to come from that space.
Yes.
Yeah, and especially when you have somebody whom you have to meet every day, who's in your space each and every day. So to deal with that becomes a very big burden inside you. Yeah. So, and every time you can't sit and relive that experience each day. So now
True.
what I have learned, now again, everything I'm saying is of what my experiences have been. What I have learned is uh, through my chakras, that's a whole balance, emotional balance, mental balance that I have achieved through the energy centers of your body, which deal with your emotions, with your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual side, your financial side, your relationships, everything it deals with.
Okay.
So that has helped me deal with the emotional side that I have. Everybody
Okay.
has some edgy, pokey emotions which are there inside.
Yes.
Yeah? So you have to blunt them out,
Okay.
because they will keep on poking like thorns every time, everywhere. And then after when as you grow older, it starts showing on your face, it starts showing on your body, because it becomes blocks, then you have some physical illnesses and all that stuff. So it
Sure.
will start showing no matter what, somehow or the other.
Okay.
So that's how it is.
But then now you brought up an interesting topic in the relation between EQ and chakras. Now that is a fascinating concept. You know, I don't think that's talked about much. Everyone knows about our chakras. If we have 7 chakras, everyone knows that there's chakra meditation. But how it helps us with the emotional quotient is what is fascinating. So maybe you can talk us down, you know, about the chakras that we have and how each chakra is related to what emotions and what are we blocking through these chakras.
See, basically, any kind of an emotional upheaval that we have, immediately the first thing it attacks to is your root chakra.
Okay. Which
That
is your
is your base,
mood
your
chakra.
stability, Muladhara chakra.
Mood.
Muladhara chakra. Yeah, the root chakra, which is a Muladhara chakra, which stands for basically stability, survival.
Yes.
So
Yes.
immediately that just sort of jumps up
Mm-hmm.
because you're not feeling stable and nice at that point in time. It has disturbed you completely. And then it attacks the heart because it has hurt you. Since emotional thing is there, it has hurt you. So these two things have to be in balance all the time. The heart
Okay.
chakra, because every time it hurts you, and then your Muladhara chakra, which it attacks first.
Okay.
Then the Swadhisthana, which is the second chakra, it is an emotion-based chakra basically.
And where is
All
that?
your emotions are stored in the Swadhisthana chakra, in the second chakra. It's an emotion-based chakra.
And where is it in our body?
It's the second chakra. It is near your genitals.
Okay.
It is just 3 inches above the sacral chakra, which is 3 inches above the Muladhara chakra.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
that is
Wow.
what,
Okay.
yeah. So all the chakras have got some kind of a connection with something or the other that's happening. Now, the Manipura chakra, which stands for power, it is mainly connected with your relationships.
Okay.
It's connected with your relationships. So if your relationships are strained, again, that chakra is somewhere gone haywire. So I will not, it is not that just one chakra or the two chakras which are to be corrected or worked on. It's the entire balance of all those 7 which work because they work in synchronicity with each other.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a nexus of nerves, and whole body has that whole nexus of nerves when we have those nexus of nerves. So it's not just the one chakra which needs to be balanced. It's a whole balance of the entire chakra for your entire well-being.
Sure.
Or I would like to say, I don't want to say the word health care. I would just say care.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So the
Yes.
entire the holistic approach, as in WHOLE and HOLI.
Yes.
So it's pun on the word. So it's your entire personality, which your entire life depends on how emotionally stable or unstable you are.
And the chakras also help determine it and give you the stability.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So in in
Absolutely.
in the workshops that you do and in the meditations that you do, you actually help in balancing it. So you help, they say your chakra is blocked or something. So then that means that, you know, through meditation, you can actually open up those chakras and you will actually
Yes.
see difference in your life in that certain
100%.
space that was blocked.
100%. So when I take the class, which nowadays it's an online class, when I
Mhm.
take the class, I'll teach you exactly what the chakras stand for. What is the
Okay.
work that they do in our body? What is the virtue of every chakra? In fact, after the whole class, you will not have a single question left on chakras.
Wow.
It is a
And
very extensive and an intensive chakra class.
okay.
Okay,
And how
so
can we
yeah,
find out more about these classes? I think our followers would love to know. They can message you on Instagram as well, and otherwise,
yes, they
go to
can.
the website.
They can check my website www.smitajayakar.com. I have my
Yeah.
telephone number, my email ID, everything out there, so they can check the website. Then I do meditation, chakra meditation also with a group of people.
Yeah.
Meditate with Smita kind of. So I do a full chakra meditation. Some people may not want to do the class, may not be interested, but they would want to do the meditation. Sometimes you don't know whether you're doing a right thing or not, doing it rightly, correctly. Even the chanting of the chakra and things like that, you know. So there are these things. So that also I have a section of that too. So there are a lot of different modules that I have on based on chakra itself. But I feel, I mean, I've told this n number of times on n number of platforms how important the chakras are, these energy centers are to your body. But somehow, um, you know what my challenge is, Manjari? See, when we do learn yoga, or when we learn tarot, or we learn angels, or any other modality, Reiki, whatever, you can learn it here and you can teach it there.
Okay.
Most people want to do that. So they
Sure.
want immediately learn here and teach there, so they probably start earning money on it. Nobody wants to invest in themselves.
Yes. Yes.
Chakra is an investment in yourself. Don't take
Yes.
it as an earning. You are not going to start earning. You will not be able to do the chakra class immediately, no matter what, because you got to have yourself in balance before you do the chakra class. You cannot do it.
Okay. Okay.
So then there is no immediate learning. But
Okay.
if you are really interested in spirituality and you're interested in your growth, is where you have to start investing in yourselves. And another thing, what I feel, you know, Manjari, I mean, it amazes me with people that you spend so much of money on how you look, on
Yes.
your hair and shampoos and things you use on your face, the bags you carry, the clothes you wear. You
Yeah.
know it all,
Yes.
right? The amount of money that is spent on that.
Yes.
But when it comes to investment in yourself,
Yeah.
is something nobody wants to do.
Yes.
And this is
I
over lifetimes. This is over lifetimes. It's not that it's just for this life. You're investing in for over lifetimes.
yeah.
And on the contrary, whatever things you've done on your body, on yourself, and whatever you have collected, maybe diamonds, solitaires, cars, clothes, bags, anything, you are going to leave it back here. It is not a lifetime investment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this investment is over lifetimes, and you don't want to invest in it.
Yes.
Yes, so that is something which amazes me, which I've been telling people all the time. Is how can you not want to invest in yourself, which is not just your soul now in this lifetime, but all the
Yeah.
lifetimes to come?
Very true. Very true.
Yeah,
I
I
so
mean,
agree with
there is,
you.
yeah, no amount of, I mean, you can't even count it in how much you count that in money and time.
Sure, sure. We lost you for a second. Yeah, but I
Yeah,
agree with
so
you that yeah, and this is what the lockdown and the whole situation that we are in has forced us to realize that how little we need and how important it is to focus in our inner self, in our health, in our mental health. A lot of this has come out now because we realize that we need very little when we come down to it. No one feels like shopping, no one wants to buy new clothes because we suddenly realize that we have so much because we've been at home.
exactly.
And this is the time to really focus on yourself, on your self growth, on your mental strength, on your immunity, your strength from within to fight this.
Absolutely.
So I think it's a
Absolutely. And
wonderful time to bring this
yeah,
forward.
and what a price we paid for that.
Unfortunate, very unfortunate, but yes, I think it was, everything was going a little out of control. So nature had its own way of like putting us
Exactly.
in place.
But I hope humanity realizes this honestly, because human beings forget things very fast.
Yes,
When
yes,
things turn to normal again, they will. I hope they don't go back. Or there is some kind of a sensitivity which is developed. You know, you think twice before spending money on things which are really not required and not necessary. I
so
really
true.
hope that happens. But anyway, so coming back to this chakras, this is
Yes.
my big challenge that I face, because there's no money. You
Mm,
put in invest money, but there's no money coming in immediately. No.
yes, yes,
So nobody wants to do anything for themselves, their growth, their inner well-being, their
yeah,
emotional well-being.
yeah.
So
But
that is the
you
thing.
don't realize the chakra healing and chakra balancing will make your relationships better, will make your work more productive, will make you a happier person. So the ripple effect
Health,
of it is a lot more, you
yeah,
know.
health, your health.
Health.
It is,
Sure.
yeah, it is all purpose. It's a whole package.
Scientific as well. Yeah, it's scientific as well.
It is a science. And that also not because I'm saying it. It is all there in the Vedas and the Upanishads. I've learned it through my masters.
Yes.
It's not something which is my gyan.
And this is another fascinating, word that you brought up is the Upanishads and the Vedas. And I feel India as a culture, we have so much knowledge, which is unfortunate that the West have to do it to bring it in notice for us, which is like yoga and Ayurveda, which now has become so popular, but the West popularized it. And I
Exactly.
don't understand why we can't respect what we have under our nose. So I think I would love to hear your views on why that is and how can we, the youth of India, change it and also how we can take it down to generations, teach our children and make sure that it's carried forward.
Yeah, but Manjiri, this is for each one's awareness. Unfortunately, we get so carried away by the white skin.
Yeah,
We get so carried away with what they do.
yeah,
Yoga is repacked and revamped by the Westerners and sold it to us, and now we are lapping it,
yeah,
which is ours.
yeah,
Unless it comes from out there, somehow we don't get up to it. We
true.
don't, eyes don't open up. Even chakras, you see the foreigners, they go crazy. When I
Yeah,
been to America and all, when I've done my chakra workshops there, they are
yeah,
sitting like this. They
yeah,
don't even blink an eyelid. They want to get the knowledge so much. They don't even blink an eyelid.
yeah,
It is all come from India only. It is like ghar ki murgi dal barabar. So if anything which comes from India is not valued unless it comes from there, from outside.
true. Yeah, very
So
true.
I'm just waiting for some foreigner to come up and revamp the whole chakras. The basis of chakras is all gone for a toss. Just the way yoga is gone for a toss. This will also go for a toss, and something else only will come in our way, and we will say, "Wow, wow, wow."
Yeah.
That is so sad. What to do
Yeah,
now?
but I just hope that it doesn't become like that, and we realize what we have, and we respect this knowledge and this school of thought and this education, and we can teach our children as well. I think that is what is
Yeah,
important. So
absolutely.
this brings me to another topic, which is another aspect of you, which is amazing, is auto writing. Now, a lot of people might not know what auto writing is. So first, let's describe what is auto writing because I think it is amazing. I think it's so surreal, unreal. For me, it's all of that, and it's something I've never explored. So I would love to know
Yeah.
more about.
So auto writing is basically a healing process. Like I'm a medium and I connect with the departed soul,
Hmm.
and whatever messages the soul gives me, I give it to the person concerned,
Hmm.
and there is a closure. Most of the time, there's no closure. Sometimes
Hmm.
people towards the end are on ventilators; they can't talk.
Hmm.
Sometimes people have a sudden death; it's a cardiac arrest, or
Yeah.
sometimes it's an accidental death or something like that. So there's no closure, especially now in these COVID days.
Yeah.
Nobody's allowed to go and see the patient, the COVID patient.
Right.
If the patient passes over, the body is just wrapped and just dumped and disposed of. So somehow you don't feel. Uh, I mean, the person was there fine when he went from home. You have not visited the person because you're not allowed to. Your own, it's your own closed one. And one fine day you're told that the person is no more. You don't know where the body is gone, what is gone. It feels very incomplete.
Yes.
Yeah, so it doesn't. There's no closure. There's no closure for the soul who was passed over, and there's no closure for people here.
Yes.
So basically, it is meant for closures. One thing people always forget is the souls are not gods, and they don't do predictions. They're not astrologers.
Okay.
हमारी एक मानता है कि when somebody passes over, कि we pray to them. You
Hmm.
pray to them, but they're not gods. You can't expect the prayer to be answered or anything like that.
Okay. Okay.
So that is one thing they don't know. Besides, if you want to know more in detail about it, I've got 3 4 videos on auto writing on my YouTube channel. So you can subscribe to my channel, and you can see the videos, which is in detail exactly what happens in auto writing and how it is done. So another thing most people say, can you tell me what he is to say to me or what she is to say to me? So that one has to understand there is no words like the way we are talking. They don't have a mouth. It
Okay.
is a communication. Now, communication can be done through like how body language. Like if I cross my arms and sit like this, you will say, "Well, this one doesn't want to talk to anybody. Looks like so will
Yeah.
not approach me." So my body has said it all.
Sure. Sure.
So
Yeah.
you're communicating in various ways.
Mm-hmm.
So it is not a talk with the souls like the way you and I are talking. It's a communication. So I
Okay.
have also to decode that.
Okay. Okay.
What are they trying to communicate? What are they trying to say?
Okay. Okay.
So
So,
there is that slip which people don't understand. Sorry, Bolo.
no, I'm saying if someone wants to get it done, does it have to be in person or can it happen online also with you?
No, I do it on Zoom nowadays because people earlier on used to come here home, but outside India always I had to do on Zoom in any case because people outside India can't come here.
Okay.
So now everybody is on Zoom most of the time. Very
Oh,
rarely somebody wants to come home and do a personal session, but they're rare. So it's all on Zoom. Everything is on Zoom. So they
and
can
you
always
being
get
a medium, does it is it emotionally taxing for you? Like, did you feel tired and drained after each session? Because you are being used as a medium of communication. So as that, how does it feel for you? Or you
No,
don't
for
feel
me it's a
that?
very satisfying thing. I don't feel drained. In fact, it's nice. It feels very nice, and I can I feel more for the soul than for someone here. Here we have a lot of distractions, and the
Okay.
soul is very happy to meet their loved ones. That's another myth people have, that
Okay.
you're disturbing the soul. There's no body. Who are you going to disturb?
Mm-hmm.
There's no body. How can you disturb energy? It's just energy, no?
Okay.
So a lot of myths people have about auto writing, though I have answered all these questions in that in the on the YouTube videos that I have made, so you can get a detailed explanation about it. It's on my YouTube channel. Yeah.
And is there a certain within a time period of the departed soul, or it can be even after a few years?
After a few years, because a soul takes usually about not about more than 25-30 years for it to be reborn, by and large. So
Oh,
it can be done till then.
okay.
So, yeah, so there is no worry or issue about that. Even if it's about 10, 12 years, people think that they've taken rebirth.
Yeah,
And if there's
yeah,
a birth immediately in the family after the soul has departed, they feel, oh, that same person has come back, which
sure. Yeah,
is not possible.
not
Not
possible.
doesn't happen. No, not. I mean, there could be, but very rare cases.
Oh,
Immediately, it's not possible.
okay, okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, we
Very
would have remembered our lifetime, past lifetimes so much. It's not very difficult to remember the immediate past life. Doesn't
fun.
happen like that.
But this is a very fascinating aspect, something
Yeah.
that I think very often, like you said, the closure is very important. To live the rest of your life without having that closure can block so many chakras. I think it's also connected, and
Yeah.
blocking that affects every aspect of your life. So, a simple session like that can absolutely, open up your chakras, improve your life. So I think it's
That's true.
amazing how everything is connected.
Everything
It's
is there because that's again dealing with your emotions. Auto writing again is dealing with your emotions. So
yeah.
if you have it unsettled, whatever you're feeling, the hurt, the pain, you can't let go of the person who has passed over. Like there
Yeah.
are so many parents who come who have got small young children who have passed over. So
Yes.
it's very difficult to get over
Yeah.
that. So it comes to a point where you need a closure for sure.
Yes. Yes.
So it
I
becomes
agree.
really, yeah. And
Very
you're
true.
carrying on, you're taking those emotions along with you. They may not be negative emotions, but all the same, they are emotions,
Yes. Yes.
which
Definitely.
you have bottled up, and they can have that
Yeah.
effect
Yeah.
on your
So,
body.
encompassing all of these things, you have come up with something which is a spiritual diet. Now, you hear about keto diet and you hear about gluten-free and dairy-free and vegan, and it's so refreshing to hear something called a spiritual diet. And please elaborate more because I really want to know what is a spiritual diet. The word diet only I think intrigues a lot of people because everyone seems to be in a new fad right now. So, what
Yeah,
is this?
true. So, uh, spiritual diet, when I talk of spiritual diet, let me tell you certain things like how this whole thing came to me. I have been struggling with my weight ever since I've gotten into the film industry. Okay. At any given point in time, always people told me, ma'am, lose 5 kilos more. Ma'am, lose five. Though I was quite thin at that point in time. Then in between, मेरा थोड़ा वजन बढ़ गया था. So I said, oh God, now what to do, what to do, what to do. I've gone to so many dietitians and done so much. I mean, it's like very painful after a time. You need to find out something about yourself.
Yeah.
So this happened to me one day in my meditation, that I just got this download saying that why don't you look at food as energy, since you're an energy worker. You talk of chakras, everything is energy. What you do is energy. You're dealing with energy only all the time. So why don't you look at food as energy? Why is it like you're eating rice and cheese and junk and all kinds of things? That why do you look at it like that? So then that got into me and I said, well, that is true. So now when I look at food, it's not rice and roti and whatever. It is, I'm looking at carbohydrates, fat, protein. I look at it that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Vitamins
And then I
and
tried it on myself. I tried doing these combinations on myself, where I lost about 12 to 14 kilos
wow.
with the
Wow.
diet. I'm a very lazy person to do exercises, so I don't do exercise.
Wow.
Once in a while I go for a walk, and that much is enough. I can't do too much of all this jumping around anyway.
12 to
So
18 is
yeah, so that happened. I said, well, it worked on me. I thought it was a fluke because I didn't believe it. Then I said, let me try on some of my friends and family members and all. I tried it. Then I came to the conclusion, well, I have got the crack. I'll
wow.
give you, just now, I'll give you a tip.
Yes,
You
yes,
talk
please.
of big plates, small plates.
Yeah.
Okay, relating to that. Okay, so
Yeah,
let me give you
yeah.
a tip. You can try it out, and then you can come to me for further reduction if you want to. uh, See, lot of us cannot differentiate between hunger and thirst.
Hmm.
Most often, like 3 times out of 5, your body is thirsty and not hungry.
Hmm.
If you talk to your body, if you ask your body, again, I'm a spiritual person, so remember that I come from that space.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, talking to your body,
Hmm.
asking your body what it wants. Spirituality plays a very big role in this.
Yes,
Right? So whoever comes for the spiritual diet also has to understand this
yes,
from that point of view.
yes.
Okay, has to do certain spiritual work, things which I will tell them to do when they're doing it. It's not just that; there's divine intervention also which needs to be taken care of.
Yes.
So, as I was saying, you are more often thirsty than hungry.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
so if you talk to your body and ask your body, are you really hungry? Because your eyes get tempted to see something, and because your eyes get tempted, you smell nice food and cheese and whatnot that you want to eat, and you will go and pick it up when you're not actually hungry or the body's not wanting it.
True.
Right? Now, today's day and age, there is no dearth of food. All kinds of food we have. We have junk, we have organic, we have raw food, we have all
Hmm.
at our fingertips.
Yes.
Yet there is a lack. What do we not have at our fingertips? Yet there is a lack. You eat food, you're crying. You don't eat food, also you're crying. True? You eat
Yes.
food, you're acidic. You don't eat food, you're acidic.
Yes. Very true.
So, I mean, what is the problem? In spite of having everything, we still don't have everything. So there is
Hmm.
a crux somewhere. There's a crack somewhere. There's something we're doing wrong, something we're not understanding.
Yes.
Because we don't talk to our bodies. Our bodies are just taken as pieces. How do I look young today and how do I look beautiful today? And that's all. Most of the time, we're just decorating ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Especially women. And even
Yeah.
men nowadays also with their exercises and all that, pumping this, that, and other. So
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
time you're taking just care to just beautify yourself.
And it's only about the
So
outside, not the inside.
exactly. There's no harm in doing that. You do that with understanding your inside, is what my point is. Do what
Yeah.
you want, but understand your inside also.
Yeah.
So the minute you know that you're thirsty and not hungry, you'll go
Hmm.
in for water,
Hmm.
go in for green tea,
Hmm.
go in for any such liquid which is not harmful to you, because you look at it as an energy drink.
Sure. Sure.
You will not have a Coke.
Yeah.
You will not
Yes.
have a Pepsi.
Yeah.
If you're mindful, you will not have all of that.
Yeah.
Correct? So that is what that is what exactly what it means. So now, if you do that automatically you'll have portion control. So I'm talking in your terms, big plate, small plate, you'll automatically go in for a small plate.
Okay. Yeah.
Automatically there'll be portion control. Try doing this. Manjiri, honestly, whoever is watching this, try doing this.
Yeah.
This is the like a tip I'm giving you just now.
Yeah, very valuable tip. Yes.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah, for spiritual diet. It's
yeah.
Something which you must think about. That you're more thirsty than hungry. Look at your food. Talk to your food. I know people who love eating junk and who love eating any kinds of desserts that come their way, but they're bone thin.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, people say, "Arey, मैं कुछ खाती नहीं हूँ, I don't eat this, don't eat that," and they're still putting on weight. So it is not the food that you have to remember. People are scared of food. They fear food. I was also like that. Batata vada khane mein, I must have not eaten batata vada for years. That vada pav I enjoyed after I cracked this. I loved eating vada pavs. There was a time when I was, like I didn't feel guilty one bit eating 2 and 3 vada pavs at one time.
Wow.
So in my diet, you can eat everything.
But
It is not that if you eat, no, not portions also. I mean, it's an energy birth. No, I'll tell you what combinations of energy and all, what you have, what you can have, when you can have. Ice cream you can have, anything you can have. I'll give you lots to eat, but I will also keep you on some days which have to be a frugal thing.
Yeah.
Frugal diet.
Yeah.
So, ऐसा नहीं है कि अभी keto, even keto I tried before I got into this. Keto I tried for non-vegetarian person like me. They said, "Arey, for you it's very easy to do keto. You have to eat non-veg." I couldn't eat. I was craving to eat rice. I was craving to eat roti. I was craving to eat vegetarian food. For a person like me, I was craving. I said, "Wow, non-veg खाने का तो कुछ problem ही नहीं है."
Yeah.
But my body was. I said, "No, I can't handle it. I need to eat my rice. I need to eat my roti." I said, "ये क्या है?" The body needs all kinds of food. It needs junk also. It needs organic also. It needs raw also.
Yeah.
Everything it needs. So the more you deprive yourself, the more you're fearful of it, So eat everything. Go eat ice cream. Go eat chocolates. Go eat everything. I'll tell you when.
Yeah.
So that is why
interesting
like
concept, of diet, which is of fasting, which is also, we have made fasting religious, but actually I feel fasting is a spiritual act. And it has always been in our rituals, it's been in our sutras for many, many years. But it just now it's become a fad. But in our Indian culture, it was always there for years and years and years.
Absolutely.
So I want to talk a little bit about fasting and
fasting is very good. It is very good, but you can't continue to fast, no? You can do maybe a water diet for a day. Or 2 days, but you can't do it continuously because you will crave for food. You can't do it. It's a very good way to fast. Like fasting, what it is that if you're just on a water diet, your body pays all the attention on the other parts of whatever illnesses and all that, and it helps you cure that, all that. But now that is another method of curing yourself. Like cancer has also been reversed. There are people who they go to a particular place, like there are these ashram type of places, where you go and you do a 40-day fast and this day. But if you have that kind of an illness and you want to reverse it, we can't do it on normal basis for such a long time. One day you can do a water fast. Intermittent fasting has become such a big rage at the moment. Intermittent fasting is very good. Initially you lose weight, then it stagnates. So you need a break there. I would say you can do intermittent fasting to maintain it. Maybe maintenance can be done by intermittent fasting. But when you reach a plateau, then what again? You lose whatever, and then what? Yeah, so every diet, I have tried out all these things. Everything I have tried. And that's the frustration which led me to this. And I'm so thankful to God that I got this crack, finally.
Yeah, and that too through your meditation. I think there has to be self-realization, and only then can any change happen in your body. Any transformation happens is only through self-realization.
You need to connect with your core. you need to connect with your divinity inside you.
Mm.
As everyone has said in all our Vedas, everyone is saying you are your own master. We do need help from outside, a facilitator. I also needed a guru to come to this level. Till you realize you have to climb the ladder to go up the wall. That is your like a guru to climb the ladder. Once you're there, then you don't need it. But till you reach there, you need a master in your life
Okay.
to make you understand. Like in the same way, this diet, you know, then you will understand your body, then you can do it on your own. You can figure out what suits you, what doesn't suit you. A lot of people have done that too. They
Mm.
figure out. You can't keep on going to a dietitian all your life, no?
Yes, definitely.
You have to figure out what your body types are,
Mm.
which you can figure out later on. But ask yourself, ask about the best ways to talk to your body, what your body wants.
Mm.
Like your emotional quotient also can be dealt with if you, but you should know how to do it. Now to know, we don't know how to do it.
Yes.
That is where the problem is. That's why I say, okay, do your chakra dhyana. You will get to know. You once you're balanced inside, things will happen. So everything, spirituality, it's all one full basket. It's all related to each other.
Yes.
The bottom line is you have to work on yourself.
And you have to work by yourself. You have to do it. No one else can do it for you.
Yeah. Now meditation, chakra, and all that I will teach you, but I
Yeah.
can't do it for you.
Yeah.
A lot of people who come to me for chakra, they say, "Ma'am, open my third eye and open, give me Kundalini rise." I said, "Yeah, क्या ये chocolate लगा क्या आपको?" I mean, is it as simple? And nobody can open your third eye. By the way, that's a gimmick. Nobody can rise a Kundalini. It's all gimmicks. Do not fall for that.
Wow.
It has to be done by you. When your chakras are balanced, in a regular process, gently, the third eye does open, provided you do it. I've been doing it for 35 years without fail.
Wow.
So people don't invest in themselves, but they want the, although because they get the power, मुझे future दिखेगा, मुझे वो दिखेगा, सिर्फ क्या करोगे future देख के?
I agree.
What is the point? अपना देखोगे future, सामने वाले का future देखोगे, उससे तुमको क्या मिलेगा? What about you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you are so misguided. It's just the power hungry people, they can earn money.
Mm. Mm.
That power. So get out of that thing, so you're not doing it for yourself, for your own investment, for your own spiritual growth. You're doing it because पैसे कमाऊंगा, मुझे वो power मिलेगी, I can tell you, predict your future and this, that and the other. That's not what I am here for. These things have to be very clear as far as spirituality is concerned.
Yeah. Very true.
It's not a market. It's not a bazaar.
Yeah.
And it's not a
Which
bargain.
And which nowadays is becoming a trend also, this whole spirituality following the, I feel like that whole purpose and intentions are changing, and that is unfortunate.
Exactly. People, they're making a business out of it.
Yes.
With the intention of keeping a business. Now you invest in it, even I charge.
Yeah.
I charge definitely because I don't believe in giving anybody anything free. They have no value for it. Energy exchange has to be there.
Yeah.
But my intention, where I'm coming from, is very different.
Yes.
And I've invested so many years of my life in it.
Mm-hmm.
It has not, I have not just started it as a fan.
Very true.
Right? I've been there into it ever since my film career started. लोगों को ऐसा लगता है कि अब इसका film career बंद हो गया, लगता है इसने अभी ये शुरू कर दिया. It's not like that. My film career and my spiritual thing, I met my first master at the same time in the same year. That was just grace. Yeah. So I have been going through all these sadhanas and all these things ever since.
Okay.
It's not like just now I've come out open. Yes, in the past 10, 15 years, because social media has opened up so much. So I've come out open. लोगों को अभी सब पता चला through social media, but it's not that my journey is only now. I've invested a lot of my part, my soul into it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Of course, and we can feel it. Like I can, when I first said that I can feel the honesty with what you speak, and I get those vibrations already. So, and I met you 6 years ago, and it's just the same amount of integrity and honesty. But you spoke about your film career, and I'm sure there are lots of people who want to know, that, like you said, it actually started together, and we all presume that you've left that and you started this, and how did you get into it? But
Yeah.
I'm just curious on how you got into spirituality and this whole aspects of chakra meditation and auto writing. So many different aspects of
Yeah.
spirituality. You have now
Um,
tried under one of them. How did you
yeah.
get into?
So it was just that sometimes destiny pulls you.
Yeah.
I was literally pulled, and that too thanks to my husband, Mohan. He pulled me to my first master. My
Okay.
first master, Prabhuji, he had some legal work there. My husband is a lawyer. So he just said, no, come, we have to go, we have to go. We were on the road shopping something. I said, I don't want to come for your legal stuff. He said, no, I don't have the time to drop you now, you come with me. It was like I was literally pulled. I said, oh God, now where the hell is he taking me? I went there so reluctantly. I said, I'll catch a cab and go. I pleaded. I don't know, somehow I was dragged there, literally. So then his family, his sons and all, they said, Ki, we knew you, Monji, would not come here alone. He'll get his wife. I said, what? I said, I didn't know it myself. How the hell does he know? So I almost wanted to laugh.
Yeah.
I thought it's a ridiculous thing what he's saying.
Yeah.
So he said, would you like to meet him? So they took me in the room, in his room where Prabhuji was sitting. So when I entered the room, I just like went back. When you see somebody spiritually high, you just feel that vibe, that energy. I didn't
Yes.
understand at that point in time कि क्या हो रहा है मेरे को.
Wow.
And somehow when we got talking, I said, he used to stay very close to my house. I said, can I come and see you again? She said, yes, come. He was a Gujarati, so he was talking to me in Gujarati. I said,
Mm.
come. He said, come. So almost in the initial days, I used to go to him every day with a whole lot of questions.
Wow.
That opened a Pandora's box.
Sure.
Then it got me so sucked there.
Yeah.
That's how my journey started. Then I wanted to go deep inside it. It was just like at the same time I just joined the film industry. I was not so busy that time. Doordarshan only was there.
Okay.
Privatization had not started.
Okay.
So I had enough time to spend on all these things.
Okay. Okay.
So just timing was such perfect timing it was. And by the time things just started, now even for the films that I did to be so famous and people to like me, appreciate me,
Mm.
it's not in my hands.
Mm. Mm.
The film becoming a hit is not in anybody's hands.
Yes.
So there was some divine chakra which was going around. क्या हो रहा था मेरे को नहीं मालूम. But things just happened and they started falling in place. Then on the sets, I used to speak to certain people here, there about this meditations and chakras and whatever Prabhuji had taught me. And along the way, I went with a lot of ashrams and a lot of masters I met. A lot of work I've done on myself. I've done a lot of work on myself. At the moment, for the past 8-9 years, I'm with Maitreya Dadashri ji, and that's my master, and our ashram is in Karjat.
Okay. Okay.
So after all that, now I said, okay, now here is what I found my whole inner transformation. All this happened, getting this spiritual diet and getting all these things, all happened here after another set of processes that went on me, another things that I worked on myself, and with the help of my master, a new thing facet has started in my life again.
Wow. And I guess everything happens when it's meant to happen. I think
Yes.
it will find you. It will find each one of us. But you have to be ready for it to be able to find you, and you have to be
Yes.
open to it, I think.
Yes. At least you have to tell the universe that I want to do it.
Hmm.
At least वो इच्छा तो you have to say that I want to do this. मेरी
Yes.
इच्छा है.
Yes.
That much has to come from you because the universe will not force itself on you unless you will it. You have to
Yes.
will it.
Yes.
Then it
Right.
will happen.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah.
And I want you to leave a last message for everyone. In these times, it's unprecedented, it's unknown, it is very sad. Like a lot of people are, lonely also. They're suffering from depression. It's not a happy time for many people because, they're missing meeting the human connection. If small tip that you can share on how for everyone to maintain that peace of mind, to deal with fear, to deal with fear of losing a dear one, or even having lost someone, how to deal with that vacuum. So if you can just share something to everyone, that would be lovely.
See, in these kind of uncertain times, things can happen. You don't know abhi aage kya, what we have to face, and so I feel as we started with emotional quotient, you have to build up that. Your spiritual quotient, your emotional quotient has to be built up. We don't know what's coming, and we are not out of the woods as yet.
Yeah.
There is lots more to come. So, how does one prepare for themselves? First and foremost, everyone on this planet, every human being is going through crisis. It's
Yeah.
not just you and me. Each one has their own share of whatever is going on. I personally have felt my connection with the divinity, with divine, my inner connection has kept me very strong. People who are weak internally, if they don't have that inner connection, when their mind and the heart is not in connect with each other,
Okay.
they don't get their inner answers, and the mind can drive you crazy. Sadness can lead to depression. Depression can lead to suicide.
Yes.
Yeah. So handle, connect yourself with your own divinity, your own divinity. Every person has his divinity inside. Just go within and find out.
Sure.
Talk to yourself. Just the way I said, for a diet, you talk to your body. You internally talk with yourself, your inner divine. Whoever you consider divine, whether it's a form, formless, whatever way.
Sure.
If that connection is not there in these difficult times, to tide over this is going to be tough for some.
Yeah.
So the inner connection has to be there. Now, for that, how to do it, what to do it, I'm not marketing all these things, but I'm saying I can help you.
Of course. Of course.
If you see my website and if you get in touch with your numbers, I can help you in whichever way you want to be helped. I can do that because I have a lot of these things, my own way of how I have come to this level. You may have your own way, that's fine, but if you need my help, I am there to help. You all
Yeah.
can get in touch with me anytime.
Wonderful.
Anytime.
Wonderful. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people reaching out to you. I know I will. And I would love to learn a lot more from you on a
Yeah,
more
sure,
practical
sure.
level, especially the chakra meditation. But I really
Yeah,
want to thank you for your time. And I'm so glad you walked on this journey because now you can help us, help all of us spread your knowledge with such honesty and integrity. So I really do, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for your time, Auntie. Thank you for
thank
being
you
here.
so much, Manjil. Thank you.
And I
Okay,
definitely look forward to being at that. Thank you. And
thank
thank you to
you. Thank you. Yeah, love you all. Love you. Bye.